energy is something that is causing huge amount of CO2 emissions and then making the risk of a climate change happen to us. And then in this presentation today, I am going to discuss how the future of the energy systems should be formed in order for us to be ready to tackle the climate change. So if I want to talk about the trends on what is going to happen and what has happened till now, is that the price of renewables generation from solar, from wind, has been reduced a lot. Since September last year, when the minimum price for the import of solar panels from China has been removed in the European Commission, the price of solar panel has dropped around 15 to 20%. And then that's reduced the level of cost of COE, level of cost of energy from solar panels. And then they make them even more competitive to other sources of energy. So we know that as a fact. In that environment, the role of utilities as a single provider of energy to the end users of energies is getting obsolete. Maybe in more optimistic way, you can say the role of utilities is changing, but it's getting obsolete in my view. And then there are new players are added to the market, and then they bring the sort of uncertainty connected to that as well. Who is going to take which role in the future of energy system? What we know is that large industries, group of residential sector, households, they want to have control over their own energy systems. And then there are many startups that they want to take part of the roles that utilities used to take. And then that's a fact that we have. And then there are many new technologies that is supporting that trend of change. IoT, blockchain, and then the artificial intelligence. Those things are pushing the change even faster forward. So if you look at the environment that we have right now, is that we all know that from governmental, local, and then also from regional perspective, there are targets and ambitions to meet. We've talked a lot about the reducing CO2 emissions, we talked a lot about those measures or the ambitions that we want to reach. And then those measures are translated to sustainability plan from big companies. All of the big companies right now around the world, they have a sustainability plan and they want to reduce CO2 emissions and then be a partner or a good player inside the environment that we live. But then that's the problem is here. Then when it comes to the implementation of a solution, we have a problem. There's a confusion around that. Which solution is relevant to my sustainability plan? And then if there are any implementation, it is more ad hoc basis type of implementations. So then it is like, let's put some solar panels, test that storage system and those type of things that are happening. And then of course, the main goal that we need to support the environment, the environmental contribution from those solutions, these ad hoc implementation of solutions is limited. So what should we do is that we need a single centralized marketplace for energy-related solution to give a perspective of the existing solutions related to energy to the different parties involved in the industries or large companies, telco companies, that they want to form the future of their energy systems. And that's what I call it, ENERGY X.0. This single centralized marketplace supports any large industry or any organization to choose their own set of energy-related solution based on their individual sustainability strategy that they have, and then be a right player to contribute to the environmental changes that we are having. So this is the single centralized marketplace that that I want to describe more into details today. So if you ask me, what is it inside this ENERGY X.0, these solutions are grouped into 4 pillars. The first pillar, I call it renewable energy investments. This can be any physical or financial market investments. A level after renewable energy investments is where you can get some independence from the main grid, and you can be disconnected from the main grid for your energy systems. If you think of any energy-related solution perspective, if you don't consider transportation, which 31% of the primary energy consumption goes to transportation, this is incomplete. We need to consider transportation as part of that. And then this new energy solution is all the IT and then platform-based type of solutions that they support the transformation into the energy systems. Those other three areas are more asset-based type of solutions, and this one is more hardware, more software-based solution that will support the change and the transformation of the energy systems. So if I go to details of any of those boxes, the first one is renewable electricity investments. We all know that the price of renewables are decreasing. And then there are many companies that they want to take renewable instead of the high emission type of energy that they are getting right now. And then there are many things that are happening on that market where it will be a physical investments that the companies, they go and then make a solar power plant or a wind power plant and investments on that. I can say that the price for those power plant has been decreased a lot. And then it makes it more feasible to invest on those environmentally friendly technologies. And then it can be a companies that they don't want to have asset investments on that. They can have PPAs, power purchase agreement. This is a new trend in the market that we can see these days, that there will be a bilateral contract between those that they generate electricity from renewable resources and those that they want to consume in the large industries, and then they bypass maybe like the electricity markets, like in Nordics, Nord Pool, or in the other countries that the electricity markets are existing. So that's we see it as a trend. So there are more and more renewable investments in terms of real physical investments. There are more and more changes in the more financial type of investments through PPAs. And the PPAs has been implemented in the blockchain platforms as well as the smart contract with different consensus functions and then the exact things that are happening around them. So that's the huge thing that is happening and moving us forward into the transforming the energy systems. The second area is a local energy system. It is the beauty of what is happening inside this transformation and transition of energy systems. We are in a phase that you can get independence from the main grid, from the main energy systems. It is not a cost right now. We are getting at the parity price that you can equally be cost efficient on your own energy system when you are disconnected and islanded from the main grid. This means that you can have some solar panels to be installed, as you can see here, a wind generation, and control system and storage systems that you can get independence from the main grid. There are many services are coming from there. There will be peer-to-peer trade of electricity between the different parties, not passing necessarily through the large players like utilities right now. As I said in the beginning, their role is getting obsolete. And then they provide a platform that the end users of electricity can be engaged in their generation of the electricity. And they will not be the prime consumer, but then they will be rather more prosumer, both produce and consume electricity. The third area is is what I call it sustainable transportation. 31% of the primary energy consumption goes to transportation. And we can see when electric vehicles are coming, the transportation is not a separate piece in the energy consumption. It will be integrated to the existing energy systems. And then the load from the electric vehicles are coming to be managed, and then more renewable generation that has to come in order to cover that load. And then there will be a flexibility from the battery from those electric vehicles that they can inject the power to the grid, make a new stream of revenue for those that they own the electric vehicles, and then also contribute to the grid and also sell even electricity to someone next to them from their electric vehicles. So that's a huge trend that is coming from the energy systems as well, and this needs to be part of any perspective that we form from the energy solution. Last, not the least, is the new energy solutions. IoT and blockchain and the artificial intelligence solutions are the enabler of the transformation in the energy systems. We have right now blockchain as the second main business case after financial services for a blockchain platform. More and more peer-to-peer platforms of selling electricity, more and more PPAs are getting to be implemented on the blockchain platforms. IoT is used on how to use electricity in a smart way at home. And then the other platforms that they can support authorities for managing guarantee of origin or the certificates that they're coming to support the renewable investments. So these new technologies, these IT platforms are the actual enabler of a change in the future of energy system and what we want to see in order to save our planet. So this is a summary of that. So in order to make a transition, we need to know what is the perspective of the solution. And then each company, based on what we now have a sustainability plan, every organization has that, they need to find their own way of implementing relevant solution and push the changes in the future of energy systems forward. Thanks for listening.